In today's video, we're going to cover something very important that many self-defenders forget to train when they do their firearms training. Doing this could save your life while also just making you a better self-defender. Right after the channel intro.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Ambulance en route.
Welcome to this channel. This channel is all about learning how to prepare for when the dark times come and the grocery stores are stripped bare. And this channel is all about prepping for those dark days while still retaining our integrity and our honor. And we all know that when stuff hits the fan, when we are faced with a life or death situation, that we will not rise to the occasion, but actually fall back onto how we train and what we've ingrained into our muscle memory. When we are truly facing death, our analytical part of our brain quits working and our caveman part of our brain takes over. And when that happens, our thinking goes out the window and our automatic movements are what we will be capable of doing. So don't count on being able to think about having to do something during a true life or death self-defense situation. You need to train over and over again all of the important things that you need to do when defending yourself with a firearm. Because folks, if you don't, this could just cost you your life. And obviously, with any self-defense videos that you watch, be sure to research the self-defense laws in your area to make sure that you don't put yourself into legal jeopardy just trying to defend yourself. But today we're going to talk about simply not forgetting to scan for additional threats after you shoot in a self-defense situation. And don't click off of the video yet, because this is a more of an important topic than what many of you will realize. Many people just do forget to train to scan after firing their weapon. And if you're familiar with the term training scar, it's where you train in a wrong technique. So when you are forced to put your training into a real life situation, that incorrect technique that you've trained with now comes out in your real life situation. And this incorrect technique could get you hurt or killed or whatever. So when you're on the range and you're practicing self-defense shooting, you should always scan as if you're looking for additional threats before you holster, each and every time. And actually, as you begin to draw your weapon, you should also practice moving and giving voice commands also, and everything else that's involved with self-defense firearms training. But that's a different video for a different time. Today is about scanning and breaking that tunnel vision. And if you're not familiar with tunnel vision, it's where your brain perceives a threat. Therefore, your brain has your eyes and your attention specifically focused on that thing that is a threat to your life. All the while you inadvertently ignore everything else going on around you. Folks, when you are confronted with a deadly threat, I can tell you from personal experience that it's really easy to develop this tunnel vision on that threat and then not see or comprehend anything else that's happening around you. In fact, during extreme, tense, life or death situations, it's not uncommon for a self-defender to completely focus on the bad guy's weapon itself. Many times a self-defender won't even see the face of the bad guy or the clothes he's wearing or anything else. You may only remember that knife or that gun that he was threatening you with. So you need to train yourself so that you begin scanning for other threats as soon as you perceive that your initial and known threat is down. And let me repeat this just for more clarity. While your known threat is still a threat to you, then you deal with your known threat until you perceive that it is no longer an immediate danger to you. And then once you feel that your identified and known threat is incapacitated and is no longer a threat to you, then you scan for potential additional threats. For example, let's just say that you were involved in a self-defense shooting in a parking lot. Let's just say that you shot a guy who demanded that you give him money and then he started to pull a gun on you. You want to make sure that you scan for additional threats because Does this guy have a friend or friends that's now coming up behind you? Is there a cop approaching and you're still standing there with a gun in your hand and this cop doesn't know if you're a good guy or not? Or are there other people around that can be a witness for you and confirm that this bad guy tried to rob you at gunpoint? And here's something that almost all self-defense instructors who also teach to scan in self-defense shootings, but here's what almost all instructors forget to talk about. After you shoot someone in self-defense, it is not like what you see on TV where the bad guy just drops down automatically dead and just kind of disappears. So where just seconds before your tunnel vision was completely on that bad guy's weapon that he was threatening you with, now your focus is going to be on his physical reaction to being shot by your gun. Now your focus is naturally going to be on that bad guy as he's having physical reactions to being shot. His screams of pain, his bleeding, everything else that's going to be happening at that point. And this is what you need to mentally prepare yourself for, to train enough so that you take those few couple of seconds to scan for additional threats, while all of this stuff that would naturally hold your attention and hold you into that tunnel vision is going on. So folks, these are just some things to think about when you get into a deadly use of force encounter. One of the things that you need to ingrain into yourself so that you automatically do it is break your tunnel vision and become situationally and informationally aware of what is now occurring all around you. And when you do scan, don't scan like what you're seeing in the video that's playing right now. This dangerously flags everybody around you, whether you're on the range or in real life. When you scan, keep your weapon pointed at your target and look completely around you. And you can see how in these videos that I take a complete 360 look around me. And each self-defense situation is different, so a one-size-fits-all answer can't be given here about when it's time to holster your weapon after a self-defense shooting. But you don't want to holster your weapon or place your weapon into a safe area until you are fairly certain that your initial deadly threat is no longer a threat to you and you are also not facing any other additional threats. You just have to find that happy medium of when to make your weapon safe after shooting someone in self-defense. You don't want to holster your gun before you are completely safe, but you also don't want to still have your gun in your hands when the uniformed cops show up. Cops generally receive very limited information over the radio when they're dispatched. When they show up, they've probably only been told that a shooting has happened and they may perceive you as an aggressor and not as a self-defender. Let's put it this way, even as cops, we are taught that if we're off duty and in plain clothes, that even we don't want to have a gun in our hands when the uniformed cops show up. And really quick, please take the anonymous poll that should be appearing on the top right of the screen just about now, and choose if you do practice scanning in your firearms training or not. And folks, when you are on the range, don't practice over dramatic, tactical scanning like you're seeing on the video right now. Inexperienced people may think that you look cool, but you're just going to look like an idiot to more experienced people. Just doing simple, smooth transitions will get the job done. So now here is where you can help out the rest of the prepping community. Please comment below with tips and things that you like to employ in all of your self-defense firearms training and why you think they are very important to the self-defense community. And you would be surprised of how many self-defenders have to change handgun magazines during a self-defense situation. And those split seconds that you have to put in a fresh mag could cost you your life. So to learn how to do a magazine change that could save your life, then click on the video link that should be appearing on the top of the screen just about now to learn more about that. And after SHTF, you may not have wood or fuel to cook with. So to learn about a very valuable tool that preppers need to have, just another option to cook food with off-grid, then click on the video that should be appearing on the right side of the screen just about now. Anyways, folks, if you made it this far, hey, thank you very much for watching, and I pray that you have a good night.